Winning changes people. At first, it gives them everything. The praise, the trophies, the obsession of millions. But after enough years, winning starts taking things away too. Sleep becomes difficult, and silence becomes almost impossible to find. Pep Guardiola spent 18 years chasing perfection, harder than anyone football had ever seen. He built one of the greatest dynasties in sports history. One thing most managers only dream about once. Somewhere between the trophies, the expectations, and the endless need to stay on top, winning started costing him something far more dangerous than a trophy. Long before the trophies at Manchester City, long before football called him a genius, Pep Guardiola was already afraid of one thing: failure. Not normal failure. Not losing a match, but the kind of failure that follows you home at night. The kind that sits beside you in silence. His players saw it. His staff felt it. The people inside the dressing room saw something the cameras never captured. A man who could never fully relax. A coach who replayed mistakes in his head for hours, even after victories, sometimes for days. Because for Guardiola, winning was never really about celebration. It was relief, temporary relief. And that is what made him different from every other great manager. Most managers want success. Pep needed control. Control over matches. Control over space. Control over every tiny detail football could possibly offer him. And when you live that way for years, for a decade, for 18 years of your life, perfection stops becoming ambition. It becomes survival. By the time Pep Guardiola arrived at Manchester City, he had already won La Liga 5 times, 2 Champions Leagues, 3 Bundesliga titles. Most managers would have slowed down after that. Pep became even more intense. Training sessions became longer. Details became sharper. Standards became something even his best players struggled to meet. And the strange thing was, the more he won, the less peace it seemed to bring him. Because winning changes when people expect it from you. At first, trophies feel like dreams. Then they become obligations. Every season carried the same quiet fear. What if this is the year they realize I am no longer special? That fear followed him everywhere, to press conferences, to Champions League nights, to quiet moments after victories. Most managers would celebrate for weeks. People think pressure comes from losing. But for Guardiola, the real pressure came from having absolutely no room left to fail. Because when you are expected to be perfect, every trophy just resets the standard. It does not raise the ceiling, it raises the floor. There is something football never tells you about dominance. It isolates you. Because when Pep Guardiola kept winning at Manchester City, the world stopped seeing the human being behind it. They only saw the machine. Every defeat became global news. Every bad substitution became evidence that Guardiola was finished. Every trophy was celebrated for a day, and then immediately replaced by a new question. Can he do it again? And over time, the noise became impossible to escape. The criticism, the expectations, the exhausting, relentless cycle of proving himself to a world that had already decided he owed them greatness. That is the strange tragedy of modern football. Success does not buy peace, it often destroys it. That is why Guardiola always looked restless, even during celebrations, even holding trophies, because he understood something most fans never will. The moment you build a dynasty, you also begin living in fear of the day it ends. For years, people thought Pep Guardiola would walk away only when he stopped winning. But that was never the real danger. The real danger was exhaustion. And slowly, the world began to see it. Longer silences in press conferences. The drained expressions after victories. The emotional distance. And then eventually, Guardiola said it himself. Absolutely, I am running out of energy. Tactics. Not ambition, energy. For the first time in years, football's most obsessive perfectionist sounded human. Tired. Because managing at the highest level was never just about coaching matches anymore. It was the endless cycle. Games every 3 days. The pressure to stay perfect. Even inside Manchester City, the feeling had started to change. Reports began to emerge that some players wanted a new voice, not because Guardiola had failed, but because even greatness can become emotionally exhausting after too many years. By the end, Guardiola no longer spoke like a man planning the future. He spoke like someone slowly accepting the end of a cycle. It didn't happen one day, he admitted. It's a process I felt for a while. For almost 20 years, Pep Guardiola lived inside football's noise. Training sessions, tactical boards, press conferences, pressure, always pressure. Every morning began with the same responsibility. Keep winning, keep evolving, keep proving that the last decade was not a coincidence. After living that way for so long, a strange question begins to appear. Who are you when the obsession finally stops? Because men like Guardiola do not simply coach football. They control environments, emotions, details, standards. Their minds are constantly searching for problems before anyone else can see them. That is why letting go becomes so difficult. It is why great managers rarely leave peacefully. Stay too long. Some become bitter. Some keep chasing the same feeling in different places forever. Guardiola chose something harder. He chose to stop before football completely emptied him. Maybe that is the real lesson hidden behind all the trophies. The world teaches ambitious people to keep going no matter the cost. Win more, work harder, stay on top forever. Eventually, every human being reaches a point where success starts asking for too much in return. More energy, more sacrifice, more of yourself. And the dangerous thing about greatness is that the world will keep celebrating you while you slowly disappear inside it. A man who spent his entire life chasing perfection before finally realizing that even perfection has a price. Perhaps that is the real story. It was never really about football.